Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting review and another Dunkel Lagerbier from the brewery Krug-Bräu, located in Breitenlesau in Weichenfeld, between Bayreuth and Nürnberg in Franconia, Switzerland, in Oberbayern in Bavaria, of course. Founded 1834, it's private brewery. Seems really giving a nice impression to me while I've been visiting their website doing my research about it. They do have a Gasthof, which seems to be very appreciated. And I'll start with showing you the front label, which is I guess a picture of the brewery, which looks very old. Privatbrauerei site 1834, as I mentioned. Getting a really nice impression, this bottle. Typical how the bottles often are looking in this region, both that it's thick bottle type, but also the look of the labels. I'll show you the cap also right here of Krug-Bräu. Krug-Bräu Breitenlesau. And it's their lager, which is it's called, and I found out that it's a dunkel, so it's not like a Helles type, it's a dunkel lager, but still it's gonna be really interesting to try. Of course, always nice with a variation, even though I prefer, just like Germans do, the pale beer styles. Mostly. Anyway, I'm gonna give you some information about this brewery, the information that I found. I did find their website, which I will link to in the description box below, of course. The Brauerei Gasthof Krug is located in Franconia, Switzerland, on the old trade route between Nürnberg and Bayreuth. Our family has been doing brewing since 1834. 3 generations live and work in the traditional Krug-Bräu under one roof. Our family business now sells the beer all over Germany without advertising. In the meantime, friends of our fine brewing art can also be found in Denmark, Italy and Russia. I invite you to learn more about our family brewery and love for our beer. Konrad Krug, founder and owner, and some other people here on the website who has been speaking about the brewery is Tina Richter, who is mother and dentist. A really special beer and nice beer garden, ideal for warm summer and spring days. The Scheufele tastes great, and the Breitenlesau Hell beats all other pale beers that I know. That's one thing that is making me interested about trying this beer from Krug-Bräu, because I love to watch footage on YouTube about the brewery culture in Oberfranken, where there's so many small private breweries in that area, which seems to be really interesting to me. And this is one of those ones that has appeared in those videos, and while I'm looking at their website, it really gives a nice impression, this brewery. We have here another opinion from Petra Keller, Franconian visitor from Bochum. The inn and the brewery are our favorite place in Franconia, Switzerland. It is like coming home every time. Thank you for your hospitality, is what she says, and that's also really nice. I want to visit, of course, Franconia, Switzerland, which seems really beautiful one time. And about this specific one, the lager, it's possible to read the following on the website, of course. Our beer is our passion and a real affair of the heart. It has been brewed in an ongoing tradition since 1834. There is something for everyone here. Dunkles Lagerbier, a special dark beer that is brewed in a special mashing process with various special malts. The recipe for success. The beer is brought to a taste, not too sweet and not too bitter, that tastes good to all guests from the North Sea to the South. With a total output share of approximately 80%, it is clearly at the top. And the other beers from this brewery is Hell, Urstoff, Pilsner, Hefeweize, Dunkles Festbier and Radler. But now over to the tasting part of this lager, Dunkles Lagerbier from Krug-Bräu. And it's gonna be really interesting to try. Ausschließlich mit regenerativen, erneuerbaren Energien hergestellt. Solar beer. Yeah, I'm sorry that I wasn't reading that fast because there was many long words that I haven't been reading before. Brauerei Krug, Weichenfeld, Breitenlesau, and telephone number, as often on these private breweries from this area in Bavaria. It's not a link to the brewer's website on the labels. Oh, it is here actually on the back label, but here on the front label it's only a telephone number. So, alcohol content is 5.0, Privatbrauerei seit 1834. Das Bier aus der fränkischen Schweiz. Lager, gebraut nach dem bayerischen Reinheitsgebot. Krug-Bräu Lager, ein besonderes Bier, das in einem speziellen Maichverfahren mit verschiedenen Spezialmalzen gebraut wird. Das Erfolgsrezept. Das Bier wird zu einem Geschmack gebraut. Gebracht nicht zu süß und nicht zu bitter, der allen Gästen von der Nordsee bis in den Süden schmeckt. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen. The three ingredients to the purity law. Gebraut und abgefüllt für Weichenfeld, Breitenlesau, Krug-Bräu.de is the link to the brewer's website. Here on back label, I linked to it in the description box below, as I mentioned. One last look of the label before I'm going to the tasting part. This one did really catch my interest when I found it in Germany. And it really seems like a small brewery, which is really nice if it's a traditional brewery from this area where the best beers in the world is coming from. Looks like this Krug-Bräu. And it is founded by Konrad Krug, founder and owner. Konrad Krug, so from that the name of the brewery is coming from. I just have to show it to you once again. It just looks so great, this colors of it, beautiful picture right here. Really beautiful, isn't it? Of this old barn, it seems like, and it's the same old barn on the cap as well. Krug-Bräu Breitenlesau. But now finally the tasting part of this one. Great beer in every way, at least regarding the impression. I bet it's going to be really tasteful and great also. Dunkel Lagerbier, so that means that it's going to be malty and nice compared to the mild Helles and the great generous amount of grassy hops bitterness from the pills. This is something else that's going to be really interesting to try. So let's open this one up, the Krug-Bräu Lager. And pour it up. Yeah, this is looking really beautiful. Always right time for a dunkel. There we have it. Beautiful dunkel. You see the 2-finger, white foam, amber in color if I look it to the light. No bubbles, rise up, but I'm satisfied with the pouring. You see a compact, very compact crown that doesn't disappear. This one is gonna be really interesting to try. I haven't had a dunkel for a while, so Really interesting actually. Let's get the aroma. I bet it's gonna be a really malty and nice. They use some special malts in this one. So let's get the aroma. Yeah, easy to feel that it's a dunkel, even though it's not really strong in its dark maltiness. It still has the malty character that you get from a dunkel. So I just have to try this one. Really interesting in this one, and I've been looking forward to it a lot, of course. So the Krug-Bräu lager. Prost. Refreshing, really nice. Not the maltiest dunkel that I've had, and that might have some explanations. First of all, it's great. This beer is great. Second of all, it's good that it's not extremely malty, because then you get the perfect balance in another way, especially for me who's used to more pale beers. Third of all, it's really easy to drink. It's really refreshing and nice. And the fourth thing is that they don't call it dunkel, they just call it lager. So I guess this one is the brew that they started with, this brewery, and that's why they just call it lager. They do have, as I mentioned, a Pils and the Helles and Hefeweizen and the Dunkles Festbier also as well, among other beer styles. One Urstoff also, which always is interesting when with a brew called Urstoff. That is a very special kind of style, which is having some different names, just like Landbier is also one name for many different types of beer styles. Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about Krug-Bräu and their lager. So, it's really great. Big recommendation, big positive words from me to Krug-Bräu for brewing this one, and I really would like to try their other beers as well, of course. This one is fantastic. So much richness in it and perfect balance. It's a great brew in every way. Satisfying and easy to drink. So a big recommendation. This one is something that you have to find, in my opinion, Krug-Bräu, and support them. We need to support the small breweries in Bavaria, in my opinion, so they can continue, because traditions have to continue. It would be boring if only big breweries from big brewery groups did exist, or modern breweries who was founded yesterday. We need to keep these ones living, who was having really big history, because they are having quality and have been selling their beers locally for a very long time. So I so much love that people in Franconia and Bavaria are still supporting their local breweries from the local towns, like this one, for example. This one is a very good example of that. Family brewery, private, doing really great beers, high quality raw materials and everything like that. If I understand it correctly, there was more information which I was very interested about on their website, but I didn't find it. There was a link, Braukultur, but I didn't manage to see that information, which was quite sad. Anyway, this one is great. That's the important thing. that's it for now, I guess. Hope you continue to follow my channel for more such interesting beer reviews. There's a lot of interesting ones that will be coming up in the future, of course, and hope I see you again in next German beer review.